5:29 in the, actually it's 5:30 in the evening, guys. November 25th, 2024. What's going on? Just getting a little something going on for the holiday season. Okay, to an update. Maintenance came over, looked at the pipes, and I think I already talked about that one. And still got to take care of my tax paperwork, which is going to be done tomorrow. We're okay on that. We're on track for that. The one major thing that still is going to scare the living daylights out of me is going to be a doctor's visit in December. The annual. I haven't had an annual in a long while. And yeah, I'm afraid. I don't like getting poked. I don't like getting prodded. I don't like people telling me you're fine when I know I'm falling apart. But what would be the most devastating news if I was told by the doctor, John, you're dying? When we hear that term, when we hear those words, similar to each other, but it's like your mortal coil is ending. I think I'm going to have to reevaluate a few things. And then look at them and just say, I've already been that way. What else is new? I know a sarcastic remark like that doesn't exactly get very sympathy at this point over here. But to think about it, we are all in our own way of passing through and passing on. It's not the easiest thing to deal with. It never was. It never was the easiest thing for us to deal with. We could be doing it all the time, except we only do it once. We're born in this planet. We're born in the immortal coil realm. We're dealing with it. And everything else thrown at us that break us, bend us, bust our heads open, make our bones bleed and crack and protrude. our whole body torn into like it was a pincushion or something. And not just for tiny needles. No, I'm talking about holes that would actually gush out. Such is our life right now as we're dealing with a lot of things that are happening to us we didn't ask for or count on, and we have to deal with it. Everyone else's behavior is trying to get ahead in life, so they got to do some nasties and dastardies, and what do we end up with? Looking at each other thinking, how come we're chum? We got people yelling and screaming at each other on social media and on regular media and on the outside. People using technology these days to capture the horror of it all. And yet the anniversary is coming up where we have to throw that out to show what kind of neighborly people we can honestly be. As if we're the walking, talking, living hypocrites that we are. I gotta say it, we're the walking, talking, living hypocrites. Does this counter? Does this count? Does this matter? I don't know. You tell me. We put up the decorations to remind us of what a good, better nature people we can try to be, or we claim to be, and not even showing it. We try to put it up with the efforts to help people out when they need. Excuse me one second. We try to be people who share, care, and love, and yet, we can yell and scream obscenities and say "Merry Holidays" or something like that. I dare not insult the name of Christmas. But a lot of times we are insulting the name of Christmas. We got 1 month. 1 month. We got 29 days in a wake up call, if I'm going to look at it that way. of trying to find forced cheer and of good nature and goodwill to at least try to show some people what's going on. Maybe share a meal or two with people. Maybe share some kind of value in the hopes that maybe that'll count for something. Because the following day we'll be coming back to our own aggravating insults again. And our hypocritical ways. One second. Apologies for that. Ever since I've been doing a little duct work in my unit, trying to discover where the leak was that happened yesterday. I still have some filtration. I still have some filters and stuff floating around in the apartment, so I have to put the fans on to blow out the stuff through the windows in the hopes that maybe I'll be able to breathe something out of here. Am I going to be able to wish someone a happy holidays at this point? I mean, clearly we've got in a couple of days, we've got Thanksgiving that we're supposed to be grateful for. And trust me, there's a lot of things I'm grateful for. Want me to list them? I don't know. Am I grateful? I'm grateful that my dog is alive still for one more day. I'm grateful I still have a roof over the head, over them. It's like an overhead roof. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Pipes ain't bursting. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this, and then everything else is so blasted negative. Well, I'm grateful for the food I've got. The constant diet of chicken and ramen and everything else. But yeah, I'm grateful for the food. It's just monotonous at this time. I'm grateful for spam. Oh my God, there goes the sodium level and the fat and everything else. Ah! I'm grateful for the constant chicken I'm getting from DoorDash, even though I keep selecting it all the frickin' time, not to mention some hamburger patties at this point over here. You think I'll be driving myself crazy for something new? Ah! The bills have gotten down lower. That's because I got less money to pay for these guys at this point over here, and I'm still trying to deal with these things. Ah! The diapers are so nice and friendly. Ah, yeah, screaming their heads off at this point over here at each other in the middle of the night, going, ah! They're trying to teach us the true meaning of the winter holidays. Ah! Am I making sense a little bit? The holiday season, we're supposed to be showing the kindness to strangers at this point over here without trying to taking their backside and using it as target practice. We're trying to smile as much to them as we give them the processed foods and say, enjoy the meal because that's all you're going to get. There was a time back in World War I. Christmas came around. The front lines were going crazy in Europe. Christmas came. Everyone stopped fighting for a day. There wasn't any written mandate, no orders. They understood what Christmas was supposed to be, and they were telling everybody, this is important to us. And they celebrated that day, just for one day out of hell. We keep trying to tell us that this is needed all the time. 365 days a year, 24/7. We must prove to ourselves and to our fellow man and to the spirits out there that we can do this. And yet we fail. We still push people around in the streets. We still yell and scream at each other. We throw out the homeless, burn them out, toss their homes aside, make laws that turn them into non-existent people, if they are. We have politicians we vote in, we think are going to change, and yet we've got a fear factor growing, skyrocketing. We have media going after each other and fearing for their corporate lives, if not for their own physical mortal coil. We're wondering whether or not we're going to be still chasing the truth the next day, because the current day we're still doing the hypotheticals and we're still doing the hypocriticals. I can look at the manufactured stuff I've got all around me regarding what the holiday spirit's supposed to be. But without actually feeling it, it doesn't matter. That's just physical trappings. A tree is just a tree, regardless if it's a natural thing or it's an artificial one. And if it's an artificial one, just how much crap you're going to throw on it. Because the natural one will die off eventually, but the artificial will stay forever. And if you're going to be putting anything forever, how about keep checking those batteries on the remote controls and also on the battery packs to see if the lights are working? Speaking of when our lights working, do I see anything glittering? I was changing batteries on these things. Little thin wafers. Been there for a couple of years. Changed them already, changed the battery packs, but is it still working? I don't know, you tell me. That'll last for a while. Nice and pretty, isn't it? Turn it off. Not so much. We want to help out our neighbors because that's what we've been raised to do. That's what we've been told to do. This is what's important to us. And yet, we're challenged. We're challenged by our own behaviors. We're challenged by our own limitations on how far we can go emotionally and physically. Outside right now, I got neighbors yelling at each other. They want to tell me what holiday season's all about? I can't tell you. Because it's not being demonstrated as much. I can see all the artificial hats I've had for about, 40, 50 years. When I had a smaller head and they actually fit. So now I got them worn as decorations. One particular stocking still eludes me. I don't know where the hell I hid it at. Probably after the holiday season I'll find it eventually. Then maybe hang it up just as an afterthought. It hurts like hell. Because it reminded me of a person that I lost a long time ago as a sister. She made a difference in my life. I still mourn her from time to time, only if I'm going to be in the mourning position. I'm reminded of those that we've lost. And I'm talking more about the holiday season that we all try to exchange gifts with, regardless if it's going to be insults or not. The next couple of days, we're supposed to be thankful. We're supposed to be celebrating a National Thankful Day. Because our country came alive or something about that. There's something about the holiday season we're supposed to be thankful for. We're supposed to find one or two or maybe things to be thankful for. You sports fans, you're mourning or grieving that your city and team didn't win. While the winners are going nuts over it. And they're celebrating with their team mascots and they're celebrating with their team colors and whatever kind of trophy it is. Whatever kind of thing they're going to be celebrating. Somewhere in there I've got a bear that's hidden among the mess. That says T. Lasorda. It's my Tommy bear. With a few pins on it. To remind myself of what team just won the World Series this year. But I put the name Tommy Lasorda. I had it installed on her in the back. It's my Tommy bear because it is reminders of those who are not here. It is the fallen team representatives that are no longer among the living. So basically a memorial bear. I look at the cabinet that had already been damaged a while ago from flooding. that has special dishes in it, not replaceable, and also my ashes of my family and dogs in the upper tier. Trying not to put as much weight on it because I don't want the thing to collapse on me. It's bad enough I've got the back end of a bookcase that's buried alive back here with things on top and the front. Because in the back got warped because of the water damage yesterday. Older than I am. And I didn't realize what happened. But to continue a holiday presents, we had trappings. Had trappings around here. Over here, I still have the trees I haven't put down in about 2 years. I already changed batteries. Add a new stocking cap to it. But just as a reminder of the holiday season. I got installed in the light facing the street. Just one single candle. Plugged in, ready to go. Batteries there. I can change batteries if I need to. But there's no batteries because I can plug it in and turn the light on. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that particular lamp because it's plugged in. And the plug still works. All I got to do is flick the switch and feel something. Now I can actually move one of the trees over to them and have that part of something. Probably I could. I put up a box over there and show that. I try to show the trap, or how about by my front door, that I got a Santa hat hanging by its cotton ball. And right below it, there's a bell. Open the door and you'll hear the bell and just, it's all right. Is this Christmas? Physical trappings of it, but Christmas is supposed to be coming through the heart. Through the heart, meaning, and soul. It's supposed to be coming in our actions on how we share and care with each other and with each other. But I haven't seen that. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing people pleading about it and talking about it and saying stuff about it, but do I see it? So who are you to judge? Who are you to not see this? Well, the thing is, I don't see it. That's the thing, I don't see it. It's not that I'm expecting presidents to come over here. It's opportunities to actually give services, whatever needs to be, whatever needs there are. And that makes the holiday a little more dismal these days. Because without having that kind of nature, without that kind of feeling, it just, to me, it doesn't mean anything. I can keep the stuff up like crazy, and it's just going to gather dust. But without meaning, it's just junk. But if there is meaning, maybe, that's still junk. Meaning has to come from here. Has to come from feelings. Has to come from empathy. Coming from a place where we actually care. If there's a way of sharing, if there's a way of serving, if there's a way of giving. I'm not talking about beating the crap out of a person and then say Merry Christmas and enjoy the gift. That's what we're seeing right now. And how many forms and formats are we seeing that right now? A world war happened a long time ago, last century. Well over 100 years ago. Well over 100 years ago. Most or nearly all the combatants and people who are actually remembered are probably dead already, or aging and memories have faded. Maybe if there was a few soldiers left, we're lucky enough, but they're all gone. Maybe some of them actually remembered what happened on those days. On that one particular Christmas day where everyone else is going hell in a handbasket, one day decided not to go hell in a handbasket on it. But we're talking right now about Thanksgiving, aren't we? No, we're talking about Christmas. We're talking about a holy holiday. What's Thanksgiving? A national holiday in the United States. And sometimes we always keep forgetting what the holiday's all about. You can Google it. You can type in Google or in Yahoo the Thanksgiving meaning. Of course, you can get to Wikipedia for that one. And if you're into artificial intelligence, Thanksgiving, let's see, a noun, is the expression of gratitude, especially to God. He offered prayers and thanksgiving for his safe arrival. And then there's the other noun, North America, an annual national holiday marked by religious observance and a traditional meal including turkey. The holiday commemorates a harvest festival celebrated by the Pilgrims of 1621 and is held in the U.S. on the fourth Thursday in November. A similar holiday is held in Canada, usually on the second Monday in October. Of course, that's what artificial intelligence says. But what do you think about it? How are you going to be celebrating it? I already got my fair share of cohabitants in this place. I didn't count on, still don't want, but I still got them anyway. And I have to deal with it on a constant basis. You know, it was about 1863, according to the History Channel. In the midst of a civil war, President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national Thanksgiving Day to be held each November. But the holiday is not without controversy. Native Americans hate it. They believe the Thanksgiving celebrations mask the true history of oppression and bloodshed that underlies the relationship between European settlers and Native Americans. Well, they're not far off on that one. Studying history in different forms and formats, as I'm trying to do, I'm trying to see how things matter. Hello, Mama. How you doing, baby? What matters the most, what doesn't matter the most. And right now, this matters. Native Americans view us as hypocrites. We are hypocrites. We're celebrating a hypocritical day. At one time, we were celebrating Columbus Day. That name in the Caribbean, that name in Central America, was held in anger because of what he had done earlier on. And because he also reformed himself and tried to seek forgiveness and trying to rewrite things, he's still not celebrated. It doesn't matter. Because they still hold him accountable. So they start calling it a day Indigenous Day. Indigenous People Day, actually. I used to celebrate Columbus Day as Columbus Day. You know, state and federal. But when I kept reading history about certain people that are celebrated as heroes but really viewed as villains, kind of makes you think about things that we've done, Manifest Destiny and everything else. So how is Thanksgiving supposed to be celebrated? I'm not celebrating the pilgrims that came over. I'm not. I have to find a different meaning for the day of Thanksgiving. I have to find a different day that makes the day mine. Not just as an American, but me personally. If this is truly going to be a day of Thanksgiving, not just for the country, but for the people themselves, about the individuals, then I got to try to find something truly grateful and just deal with it. Either on a religious note or something else. I can be grateful, and I can be superfluous on this one, or substantive. Mixture of Gatorade and water. Orange juice flavoring, citric acid in there for the body, and water to replenish the cells. Except it's got sugar, and well, there goes my diabetes up the wall. I had to find something meaningful. There are little instances that happened, and I had to find the meaning. I had to take not joy, but gratefulness. Being grateful. A lot of people, when they celebrate their sobrieties of sorts, either from chemical addiction or even from alcohol or from something else, and they stick to their program. They build up days to add to weeks, to add to months, to add to years, and they celebrate them. And sometimes they'll use the Thanksgiving. Other times they'll just celebrate their own sobriety dates. I'm going to have to look at Thanksgiving as a day of reflection, where I truly have to feel grateful for and be grateful for. I hadn't had the feeling. I hadn't had a feeling in a hell of a long while. I've lost a lot of people. I know I lost a lot of junk. But I hadn't been grateful for the things I've got right now as it is. A roof that's still maybe leaking in portions of it, but it's still got a roof over the head. It's concerning about the joke about ramen noodles that still feeds. Throw in chicken and ramen noodles and onions and teriyaki sauce. It's palatable. I don't have to taste the salt as much. I may not be able to get a turkey cooked anywhere, or even a ham, but other places would be trying to serve that meal if I can put in a nice healthy donation. Or it doesn't have to be turkey or ham for me for the meal. What I've got is chicken. What I've got is flour, mixtures. I've got broth. I can make chicken and dumplings. I've got a cans of vegetables, bag of dehydrated potatoes, packages of gravy, even stuffing. I've got special holiday liquid already fixed. I hadn't drank it in about a week or two, but I'm still just letting it ferment in the refrigerator. I have food that I can give my dog. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the pads I try to get as much as I can on the floor to take care of his things. As long as I still have a little bit of chump change left, I can do that. I still have energy. The bills are paid, for the most part. So I still have power. I still have air conditioning. I still have hot water for showers. I have those. I still have mobility in my body. I'm trying to find things that I'm still alive and grateful for. I still need to show gratitude for it, an attitude of gratitude. I still need to know whether or not if everything's going to be okay. I'm supposed to be assured about it. But at least just for one moment in a day, can I actually honestly feel that I'm part of something special? That I'm part of something that's greater and bigger than myself? Can I actually be part of it? And deal with my dog who needs me right now. She must be obeyed. I can joke, laugh, and make sarcastic remarks, but I am still grateful I still got a dog that still needs me. And after that, it's gratitude and Thanksgiving. I don't know what else is. So I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll be posting this when I can. And the countdown goes on until winter. Then about a week later, we get to blow things up. I'm not looking forward to that day.